Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave, and we're continuing our playthrough of Fleet Commander Nimitz. And this will be turn number 2. So we had a pretty successful first turn, January and February. I did some damage to a couple of his fleets, cost him a little bit, and without too much damage of my own. But I did lose. I'm losing some ground here, and I'm going to lose a little bit more, but this is, part of my delay strategy, I guess we'll call it. But we're going to keep playing this way. I think I'm going to make a little headway today. All right, so the first thing we do is advance our Terran counter. So we're now into March and April 1942. All right. Okay, next thing is our U.S. resupply. So the first thing is over here on our resupply area. So the first thing we do, we know that we have 2 delays in each production line. So 2 of these infantry units are going to be delayed. I'm going to get my Australian unit out. This is the 1st Australian Infantry. He goes to the West Coast. These 2 I can't do anything with unless I decide to rush them. But right now, they're going to stay where they're at, I think. And we'll see what we end up with supply points. I kind of got some plans I'm doing. That's the only one I can move. So now we're going to spend our points. So the first one we're going to spend is 7 points out of our supply track. And they come in here, and 7 plus 8 is 15, and 15 is what we need. So we have now built ourselves to the mayor level. The mayor level means we only delay 1 now. So I'm definitely going to get an infantry out next turn. Okay, I toyed with spending 5 points up here, but I'm not going to do it just yet. But I do know I'm going to spend 3 points right here. And those 3 are going to be scouting. And I'm going to scout over here with the Japanese carrier fleets. Carrier fleet 3, 4, and 5. So I'm definitely spending those 3. I'm trying to keep those big fleets in check right now. It worked pretty good last time, so I'm going to try to do it again. I'm hoping maybe they'll get some refits and go back to Japan. But right now it's working. It's worked so far. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. I also got to spend 2 points right here to repair my subgroup 3 and the cruiser Abda. So I spend these 2 points and take those out. Okay. That leaves me with 8 points. What do I want to do with them? I think I need to get some things starting to be built over here. And I got to keep a couple points for battle plans because I may need them. Okay. So what we're going to do over here, I think, is I want to build some aircraft. And I want this MAG 23. He costs me, get him up close here. He cost me 2 right here. So that's a 2. And I definitely want to get, I think I'm going to do the B-26. And he's going to cost me 2 also. So at least one of them will move up. And I can get them kind of going here. And I could build one more aircraft just as a replenishment. Or I definitely need an infantry. So that's 4 points right there. I definitely need another infantry to get started. So I'll build the 43rd Infantry. I'll put him in this to the list now. That's 5. So I just spent 5 points. I'll set that over here. And that leaves me with 3. I think I want to keep 2 points for battle plans. So, whoops. I could save this one, and go with this one, or I can spend it, but I'm going to spend it. So I'm going to spend 1 more point and drop this one to 2. So I'll have 2 over here on my supply points up here. Way up here is my supply points. And I'm going to add one more aircraft here. And so I need a 1-pointer. So I could add another bomber group, or I could add a fighter group. And I think that's probably what I should do. I'll add a P-40 group here. And oh no, he's a 2. I can't add him. But I can add the Royal Army Air Force. Well, he's a bomb group. If I'm going to add a bomb group, which looks like that's what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to add the B-24 group. So I have a B-24, and he's a 1. So he'll go in here. Okay, so that's all the supply points I'm going to spend right now. I've got enough for 2 sets of battle plans if I need them. Okay, so now we're going to do our scouting. So we're going to move back over here for our scouting now. Okay, so remember, we roll 2 dice and we add 2, and we'll see what they do. We'll start with Carrier Fleet number 3 right here. So let's see what he gets. The dice are, a 2 and a 5 is 7, plus 2 is a 9. He withdraws 1 closer to Japan, and he takes with him 2 battalions, 2 infantry units. So these 2 go with him back to Japan. So Carrier Fleet 3 has moved to Japan with those, and I'll leave them like that, and we'll put them in transit. Okay, so they went to Iwo Jima, they came back. All right, here comes Carrier Fleet number 4. He gets 10 and 4, that's 14, plus 2 is 16. All right, that's what I did not want. He gets a reinforced. Objective with Japanese forces ashore. If cannot, he moves south. All right, let's just check that reinforced real quick and see what that actually means. Okay, so on the reinforce, they move to an objective that has at least 1 Japanese infantry or land-based ashore. And the next one on this movement angle would be the Philippines. So Carrier Fleet 4, he takes 1 infantry with him. They move down here to the Philippines. So they're now at the Philippines. And they move. Okay. And the last one is Carrier Fleet 5. So let's see what Carrier Fleet 5 is going to do. They get a 8 and a 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15. He also does a reinforce. So he can move either to Wake Island or to the Caroline Islands. And I think we should roll to see which way he goes. Odd to Wake Island, even to the Caroline Islands. When he gets odd, he's going to Wake Island. So this one is worrying the heck out of me. He takes 1 battalion with him, and he's at Wake Island now. Now he's dangerously close to me. Okay, and this is Carrier Fleet 5. He has 3 fleet carriers, a battleship, and a cruiser and a destroyer. So this is not cool. Not cool. Let's see, he gets a transport because he's going to offload here at Wake Island. We'll put that here with him. We'll put them side by side like that. We know that both of those moved. Okay, so they're at Wake Island. So we now have a carrier fleet that is getting dangerously close to Midway. And that, my friends, is troublesome. Very troublesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm really not liking that at all. Okay, so let's see what happens next. I really need him to go back and get refit. Okay, that's all my scouting. So now I do U.S. movement. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do right here is I'm giving up the Solomons now. I'm pulling this RAF fighter group and MAG 13. They're pulling back here to New Caledonia. And the 28th Bomb Group, B-17s, they're going to Samoa. And that's all Samoa can handle from a airfield, and that's all New Caledonia can handle from their airfield. So I'm trying to give them some support there. I have a transport, and my Australian infantry is coming down here to New Caledonia. So I'm trying to land them here on New Caledonia. Okay, so I'm trying to beef this up a little bit in case these guys come after me. So let's hope they don't, but just in case, we'll be ready for them. All right. And I guess I should have moved this one when he did his resupply up there. The other two did not raise the Japanese resupply any. So he's at 1 right now. Okay, it's time for Japanese orders. So here we go. We have a lot to do over here. We'll set the camera here. Try to make sure that you can see as much as we can here. So we always start with the least amount. So we'll start right here with the Gilbert Islands. They get issued a hold order right here, right off the bat. So they're a hold, and we raise them 4 points. Okay, that's what the hold does. These guys are a hold because there wasn't anybody there yet. It goes up 4. We don't get to these guys quite yet. These guys are a hold right here on the Caroline Islands. It goes up 4. The Marianas, they get a hold. It puts us all the way up to 15 now. This is Iwo Jima. They get a hold. And Okinawa, they get a hold right there. Okay, so nobody's moving there. The next unit is going to be here. They're going to get a hold right out of the gate, so they don't move. And it stays there. So that's the first order. Okay, the next ones we're going to look at, we have these two fleets. They have 3, 4 ships all combined, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units there. Here we have 2, 4, 5. I think he may be the next one. Here they have about 5 also. 2, 3, 4. They have 6. Okay. Yeah. And then your fleet's up here. So we'll go to this one. Oh, this one here. Yeah, no, we'll go to right here with New Guinea. So they issue a hold order. So 1 infantry, 3 aircraft they hold. 1, 2, 3. We'll take the top 3. They stay there. And now we roll for this air unit right here. He gets 1 die. It is a 1. Plus 10 is 11. Support. Japanese forces ashore except for East Asia. Okay, so he's going to move to the next unit that he could go to. It would either be here or here. So we'll go odd up this way, even over here. And he gets a 0, so it's even. So this 1 aircraft, oh, I guess I should have gone, he would have gone here to the Solomons. That's where he goes. And he is now moved. Okay. We went from New Guinea to the Solomons, so now they have an airfield there, or an aircraft there. All right. Okay, these guys I said had 1, 4, and 4 units. That's 8. These guys have Surface Fleet number 2 has 3, 5. He's got about 9. So what was the other one? Here. got to see what these guys are doing here. Yeah, I think they're the next ones to check out what they're going to do. So the hold order would go against one infantry unit. So he's going to stay. So we'll make sure he stays here under the hold order. And now we roll to see what happens here. This group. They get a 5 plus 10. Oh, you know what? I had 11. Well, he couldn't go up one. Okay. 5 plus 10 is 15. Reinforced. So he can move. They can reinforce here or here. So it's either the Gilbert Islands or the Marshall Islands. And that would be 4 ships. So that would be both fleets. And they would take with them 4 infantry units. So there's 3, and they're going to get 1 more out of Japan. Okay, so odd up to the Marshalls, even to the Gilbert. Even. So we went to the Gilbert Islands. So this fleet moves to here. Hang on. I didn't move all my ships. I'm not going to encroach because I know what I was going to do. I was actually sending everybody. One subgroup was going up here, like I did before. I got the Yorktown, the Saratoga, and my cruisers are here, and a subgroup. I was going to send 2 cruisers. This one. I had all this planned. They were coming down here to support this group down here. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay. Gee whiz. Now, I said they were moving. They had an even. We said odd and even. This surface fleet moves here. And they bring with them 3. And they have to get 1 more to go with them. And they're going to reinforce the Gilbert Islands. And they left those units there. These guys will be on a transport right here. And so this whole stack has moved now. Okay. So see, the Solomons now are down to 2 infantry, or an infantry unit and an air unit there. So they're ripe for the taking if I could get kind of positioned to go back in there. But I'm getting dangerous here because of the cutoff to my supply lines. And that's what's worrying me. Plus, they now have, right there's the Hawaii. Well, I got to do something about this, and I still got to guard Midway. So things are starting to get touchy. Okay. All right, let's take care of Borneo. They have 1 fleet. And they have 2 aircraft. So we know that 1 aircraft or 2 aircraft and 1 battalion are going to stay back. And these 3 and that fleet, we're going to roll for their orders. Oh, and I had a 15, which was reinforced, which was 0. So it stayed up there. They get a 7 plus 10 is 17. They have a sortie out of Borneo. Okay, so for a sortie, they would move to an area with both U.S. and Japanese forces ashore. And right now, we don't have any of that. So this then becomes an offensive order. And on an offensive order, they're going to go to the closest area that has no Japanese forces ashore and is adjacent to an area that has a Japanese force ashore. So that area would be New Caledonia. And that's where they're going. Now, he takes his surface fleet and 2 of these infantry go with him. And that's what he's taken. And let's see, he actually should take 3 infantry, so all 3 infantry go. All right. So they'll be on a transport. So we're going to have some action down here. We got a Surface Fleet 2, which is 2 cruisers and a destroyer. And I have 2 cruisers sitting down there. All right. Well, this is going to get interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I got a little bit of air support there. So we're going to find out what's going to happen here. All right. So these guys moved. So that takes care of them. I have 1, 2, 3 aircraft here. They stay back here at the Philippines. So I have 2 aircraft available. Let's see what they're going to do. They get a 7. Oh, and I went, reinforced was 0, or sortie was -4. So we went down to 11. Okay, I just rolled a 7 plus 5 is 12. South, 1 closer to Australia, except Australia if cannot, east. So they can move 1 south, so they came to Borneo. Okay, so this whole group, everything is moved there now. These guys all stayed back. All right, so they kind of reinforced Borneo. And now we're back up to Japan. And we got Battleship Fleet 1 and 2 carrier fleets. Okay, and on that south move, it was a 0. Okay. Yeah, all that stayed there. 1 infantry. 1 infantry, 2 aircraft. But he had a hold order first, which held him there. All right, just making sure what I did there. Because he has a battalion, but they haven't landed yet. Okay. All right, we got carrier fleet number 1. So let's see what he's going to do. These guys make me nervous. 8 plus 5 is 13. East, 1 closer to Hawaii Islands that has Japanese forces ashore. All right, so carrier fleet 1, he brings 2 battalions with him. And 1 closer for him is right here. Those battalions are on a transport. And they have moved. Okay. Carrier fleet number 2. And let's see. That was a 0 on their replacement resupply. He gets a 9 and 5 is 14. Battle. Join a battle. If cannot, hold. Okay. Carrier fleet 2. He's bringing 2 battalions with him. 1, 2. They'll go on this transport, and he joins this battle down here. Son of a gun. Not what I wanted, let me tell you. Not what I wanted. He's joining these guys down there. This is going to make it rough at New Caledonia. Okay, and now I got battleship. Okay, let's see. That was battle. That's a 0, so it stays where it's at. Battleship Fleet 1 gets an 8 and 5 is 13 east. He moves 1 east. He moves here and he brings with him 4 battalions. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they'll all go on this transport right there. All right. And I did that wrong because the first thing they do, that was battle. Let's see, carrier fleet 1, instead of that battalions, instead of dragging them out of there, he would have taken the infantry with him out of there. So he gets those. Let's make this right. And then the battleship carrier fleet 2, where's he at? here. He brought with him 2 battalions. They would not have come. He would have brought these 2 units. So he actually brought units with him. Now he brings 4 battalions. There. Okay. Now I got it right. Okay. Whew. Forgot about that. And they still have land-based aircraft there, ready to, for reinforcements. They're ready to be deployed. All right. I think that's it for the Japanese movements. And we're going to go into the one battle that we have at New Caledonia. Okay, for New Caledonia, rules. If the Japanese start with forces ashore, add 1 Japanese battalion to the Japanese foxholes. They don't have anybody ashore. And they don't get to advance their resupply orders. So we set this over. We put the map down. And we have New Caledonia. And we move our U.S. forces to the map. So here we have a transport. He'll be coming in here. And we have a battalion that's in foxholes there. And we have some aircraft, which is on the airfield. So we have 3. Our airfield's 3. Okay. And we have our surface fleet, which is going to be in here, I believe. I may change that. Kind of got to see what these guys are going to be at. They have a transport, of course, here. And there's a specific way that we set the Japanese forces on the island. Place all Japanese carriers in the Japanese ocean area. So this is Carrier Fleet 2. Carrier Fleet 2. So we have 1 carrier, and we have a cruiser and a battleship. Okay. We have 1 carrier. Step 1, place all Japanese carriers in the Japanese ocean area. Okay, that's what I did right there. So he's in the Japanese ocean area. Step 2, step 1, place 1 Japanese escort, battleship, cruiser, destroyer with the lowest surface attack value in the Japanese. So lowest surface attack would be, oh, that's a subgroup. So he gets, the battleship goes with him out there in the ocean area. All right. Place 1 Japanese escort with the highest surface attack in the coastal area. Repeat steps 2. Okay. And then, of course, the submarines will be wherever I'm at. So I'm in here because I'm going to try to hit that transport and keep those guys from landing. So this is a big opportunity. Even though there's a carrier out there, I want those transports are going to be my target. And I can send, I got a bomb group and Mag 13 who can do some bombing also. So if they can avoid the anti-aircraft fire, we do have a little bit of a chance here to create some havoc for the carrier group. And of course, we know that he's going to have his planes from the carrier group will be coming up. So on the Japanese, and this is a light carrier. So for the light carrier, it gets an A6M and a D3A. So he gets a 0, and he gets some Val dive bombers. So that's what he's going to have when he makes his attack there. Okay, we're going to roll for battle turns, see what we're going to get here. And it is a 2. 1 turn. They're going to get one chance at this bad boy. Dang. Well, the good news is I got to go after them transports. As much as I would love to hit that carrier, I got to stop these guys from getting on the island and, you know, getting entrenched in there. So as many of these guys as I can kill, I got to kill. Okay. Determine Japanese battle plan draws. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he has 8, which gives him 2 battle plans. Take that back, I could count his planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still, okay, so 9. Yeah, so 2 battle plans. He's going to get 2 battle plans. I have definitely going to use a battle plan here. So I'm going to use one of them. It's going to allow me to have 6 plant points. The question is, do I use them both and have 9? Because I'm going to use 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm going to spin this. I'm going to take 6. That gives me 9 battle plans points. I have 3 there. This is diving attack. A bomb success inflicts 1 extra hit. I have ASW. Roll a depth charge attacks before torpedo attacks. I'm going to try to hit that submarine before he hits me. I need ranging shots. A ship surface attack. Success inflicts an extra hit. So that's 6, 7. I could either do CBs. I can do furball, which I don't have a lot of hope for against those zeros. Depends on where he comes, right? It depends on whether he comes after the island, stays over his carriers. Okay, and so I'm at 6, 7. Okay, and I'm going to take the CBs. Stop 1 hit on an airfield. So that's 3, 6, 9. So I spent all my points here. I'm really trying to help these guys out here. Okay, combat. We draw Japanese battle plans. He gets 2. His first one is First Light, pre-attack for 1 carrier group, 10. So I'll have to just check that out, but he's going to get that because he has a carrier group. And the next one is Submarine Warfare, +4, +2 on torpedo and depth charge rolls. So I don't have a sub that he's going to be rolling against, but he has his. So it's a good thing I'm going to get my first shot at him. Maybe I can knock his. Maybe I can get him with my ASW. So I get my 2 depth charge attacks before he gets to roll his torpedo attacks. All right, I have to move my U.S. aircraft. So they're coming right here. They're all coming right in here. Now we got to move Japanese bombers. So that's his D3A valves. So we roll. We see where he's heading. And he gets an 8. And an 8 puts him out here in the ocean, but I don't have that. So he comes back to attacking one of my cruisers. Or he would attack one of the cruisers. Okay. And now we do his fighters, and they get a 9, and they're going with him. So he's got fighter escort out there. So the only good thing there is I could hit him with a with anti-aircraft, so they could draw anti-aircraft fire, and I could end up hitting them with that. Okay, combat. So we don't have any dogfights, so we do our anti-aircraft. His anti-aircraft is out there, or not out there, so I don't have to worry about his. But he's got to worry about mine. I get 2 dice. I need 2s or less. And I got a 5 and an 8, so no effect. Okay, anti-aircraft's over. Here come the bomb runs. Okay, so his 0's not going to do anything. His bomber's attacking. He might as well just attack here, the Pensacola and the Salt Lake City. He needs a 4 or less to hit. And he gets, it's on its side. It's on the angle. I'll show you so you don't think I'm kidding. So it's on the angle. It could have been either way. So I get to re-roll that one. I want everybody going, oh, sure. Here we go. It's a 1. He hit me. So we for sure got that hit. All right. Dang. I hate to see that. Okay, his bomber's hit. Now come mine. Okay, we're attacking the transport. I got a 2, a 3, naval targets. I got a 1, a 4, and a 1. So I got 2 1s and then a 4. So I'll roll the 2 1s first. I need 1s to hit. 9 and a 6, no hits. All right. I need a 4. This is mag 13. 4 less. 9, no hits. Man, hated that. Okay. So I didn't do any damage to him. Torpedoes and depth charges. Well, so see, my diving attack didn't do any good. All right. So I'm going to play my ASW, and I get to do my depth charge attacks before he gets to do his torpedo attacks. He needs... Okay, so I have dropping my depth charges here. I need a 2 and a 1. So let's see what we get. I get a 6 and an 8. No effect. So his torpedoes are firing. Oh, Lordy, he's a +4. So he's going to be 7. He's going to be, he'll be a 7 or lower. A 1. So he's going to hit the Portland. All right. The Portland and the Indianapolis took hits. So both my cruisers got damaged here, but none of them got sunk. And that's the key there. I can repair them. It's going to cost me, but I can repair them. All right, naval guns. Now, his naval guns would fire at the airfield. The carrier doesn't have any, so it's only his battleship. Okay, and I take that back. I just went and checked. The battleship's in the ocean, so he does not attack. So he stayed out there as escort. So they don't have any naval guns. So I've got the naval gun attacks. Mine are 2. So I need 2 or less to hit the transport ships. That hurt me getting those hits on me. 2 or less. And I got 6 and a 3. Man, nothing. Infantry. So he lands on the beaches. All of his infantry. His transport's gone. And my infantry lands on the beach. Okay. My transport leaves. Okay. Here we are. We've got, that's the end of that return aircraft. So his 2 groups go back. up there, and mine come back and land. I don't have any problems. They didn't hit my airfield or anything. And inflict air loss, and that's it. So that's the end of that battle. So it was a one turn. They got both of them got in, they got out. I took some damage. They didn't take any damage. So the Japanese kind of won that. And so now they're going to be occupying also on New Caledonia. So that didn't work out too good. I'm going to have to put some forces down there to try to keep me from losing that island, but it's going to flip because they're going to have forces down here now. It flips from my control to the Japanese control because he's got these forces on the island. Oops. Okay. So he's got ground forces there now. And I've still got my aircraft. I didn't lose anybody, which is the good thing. And I got 2 ground forces of my own here. So New Caledonia is contested now. And then we put I have 2 damaged cruisers, and his fleets are still here. We'll put that back. And his subgroup goes back on his fleet card, and so do his ships. And that concludes that combat. So all my combat's over. So now we do Japanese reinforce. All right. So the way this works is way up here, and I'm sure you're not going to be able to read it. I don't know if I can get my camera far enough up here, but this is where we're going. And so we roll here. I have a submarine. He has no damaged forces. He gets +1 per supply order, so he has 11. So we roll the dice, and I have a -3 for my subgroup, so he gets +8 to his die. And he gets a 10. So 18, he gets 3 ships, 3 infantry, 3 aircraft. Three infantry, 3 aircraft, 3 ships. Carriers, they're all carriers, of course. So I'll have to figure out which fleets they're going to go into now. These carrier fleets are starting to get bigger and bigger. This is really starting to get troublesome now. Yeah, I'm starting to get worried about this now. Okay, then we return to port. These guys are going to go to Hawaii. This group comes back to port. My subgroup comes back. My 2 damaged cruisers come back. All right, so I'm going to have to repair them in port. We still have supply for my units, but it's getting dangerous now. And I'm not defeated. I still hold what I need there. I have to be able to hold 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I still have 4. So I'm not out of it yet, but it's starting to get really, really dangerous now. Okay, so we'll set up for the next turn, and we'll see where we go from here. Like I said, it's getting pretty interesting now. New Caledonia is a hot spot. Maybe we can get those guys out of there, or maybe we won't. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see what happens here with the combat and things. And I'm going to have to send somebody down there to help those guys, I think, against that carrier fleet. Those guys down there. So, okay, that's going to conclude this turn. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm having fun with this. This is tough. The island warfare is tough. And getting your supply chain, your stuff going enough that overcomes all their reinforcements. So that's the thing in the early part of the war. They got lots coming at you, and we just haven't ramped up yet. So We'll see where this takes us next. And I'm looking forward to the next turn. So if you're new to the channel, appreciate it if you would subscribe. It helps. And if you like what we're doing, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate that too. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.